Okay, we're going to make the some transitional techniques using Adobe Animate CC 2015. So this time I'm going to introduce how to make a movie clip symbol as by using the masking. Okay, so let's create a new actionscript 3.0 file. Okay, check the properties panel. Nothing's changing. We may need to change the target option because the player 21, that's the latest player or the flash player. It depends on who we are targeting. We may set up a target a little bit lower version because we don't know what type of version your end user has. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it as it is. ActionScript 3.0, frame rate 24 frames per second, and the stage size is going to be 550 pixel by 400 pixel default. I'm not gonna change anything. So first, let's create the some kind of shape. We can have some images inside. So I'm going to produce maybe 4 different masking effect as the 4 different movie clip symbols. So first I need to have 4 kind of different shapes. I'm gonna use the just a very simple shape. One maybe like this. Let me make a copy of this. Maybe a little more. Select all. I'm gonna place it center, visual center. Okay, and then by using my sub selection tool, let me change it to some shape so I can give some little more dynamic visuals. Okay. So by using this, the direct selection tool, I can control the shape by moving each handle point by point. So if you have plenty of experiences with the Illustrator using the pen tool or direct selection tool, if you know how to control each handler, it's going to be easier. So all Adobe products are kind of related. That's a good thing. Okay, so I have 4 of this. Let me make it a little bit closer. 1. Okay. So 4 of them. Okay, looks good. Okay, now I'm going to create 4 different movie clips based on these 4 different shapes. So first, let me select my first shape. Let me copy this, or let me cut, Command X, go to the library panel, and let me create a new symbol. This time it's going to be a movie clip. So I'm going to name it as masking or mask number 1 as a movie clip. Okay, so we're here. And let me import new JPEG file. I'm going to mask with that shape to the library, not to the stage. It's on my desktop. I'm going to import from the art department image. Yep, so Draper and main art. So art department building. Okay, it's here. And let me place it. Whoa, this is a huge. So I'm gonna make it much smaller. This is huge. Maybe 50%. Okay, I think this is already big enough. so I'm going to start maybe from somewhere from here. Okay, and then on top layer, so let me rename this layer as an image layer, img. New layer on top, it's going to be a shape layer, and let me paste it, Command V on 0 point, on 0 by 0. Setting up the 0 point for each movie clip symbol is very important, because when we line up on the main stage without defining this 0 point, everything's gonna be messed up, chaotic. So please make sure any shape you import to the movie clip symbol, make sure the position it on the 0 point, X and Y coordination things. Okay, so that's the shape I'm going to have. So I'm not going to animate anything on top layer. I will just the pan the bottom layer's image from the left to the right, or I may move it up and down. It depends, but very slowly. So on the bottom layer's first keyframe, let me insert the motion twin. This is a routine, and then insert the keyframe by hitting the F6 key, and then let me zoom out a little bit so I can see the more frames. Excuse me, maybe 150, because I want to move it very slowly. And then I'm going to insert another keyframe on frame number 300, F6. No, not in here. Bottom layer, F6. So there are 3 keyframes. What I'm gonna do is I will just move the location of my image just a little bit. But before we do that, let me make sure my shape from 1 to 300. So highlight the frame number 300 and insert just a frame, F5, because we're not going to move anything on top layer. So bottom layer again. Let me move it on my second keyframe. To the left, or maybe like this, highlighting Draper and Maynard, and let me play by hitting the return key, so it will highlight the name of the building, which is the art department, Draper and Maynard, and it goes back to the beginning, very slow. Okay, so it looks okay. So now let's apply the masking. Hold down the control key and click on the top layer and choose the mask. So this is what we're going to have. It looks a little bit still fast, but it's okay. I'm gonna keep it as it is. So Draper and Maynard. So this is done. So let me go back to scene number 1, and from the library, select the mask number 1, the movie clip symbol we just made, and place it. Okay, so it looks good. Now let's do the second one. Command X, cut, and the library panel, create a new movie clip symbol. We'll name it as a mask number 2. Now I'm going to repeat the kind of the same things. Oh yes, yeah, I think that we will need to do this way anyway. So let me paste it on 0 point, X and Y 0 by 0. So this is a shape layer. Adding new layer, let me move it to the bottom because we're going to apply the masking, and this is going to be images layer. Import a new second image to the library, maybe this. From the library, let me have image number 2, which is this. This is another huge one. Let me reduce the size, 50%. Okay, I'm gonna start maybe from there, and then same thing. Insert motion tween, insert a keyframe F6. I'm going to extend it up to 150. I don't know, maybe somewhere here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yep, that's right. And then let me insert another keyframe on frame number 300, which is somewhere here on the bottom layer, F6. And then top layer, just to insert a keyframe, just a frame by hitting F5, so we see that shape. So on the second keyframe of my bottom layer, let me move this image somewhere to here, and then on top layer, hold down the control key and click and choose the mask and hit the return so we can see the result. So it moves slowly and goes back to the beginning. So by default, it will loop, so it will keep playing over and over and over and again. It's a kind of endless. So now let me go back to main scene number 1, and then let me have a mask number 2. I'm not going to make a new layer yet, so let me just place it, line up. Maybe we don't have to align right now. Maybe I can. Sorry. We may align. Sorry. Later. Sorry. Something's. It's okay. It's my son. It's okay. Something's going around me. Okay. Now number 3. Let me cut the shape and make a new symbol. You're killing me. Mask number 3. My son left the room. Okay, so movie clip symbol, and paste it on the 0 point, 0 by 0. This is a shape layer. New layer on the bottom, image layer, and let me import the new image to the library. This time maybe this, yeah, or this sculpture. Okay, insert, let me highlight the first keyframe, insert, no, first let me have that image on the bottom layer. Whoa, this is huge. I don't know, 40%, still big. 20%. I think this is okay size now. You know, the better way of doing this is have this image as a small size first. So that's the kind of way to reduce the downloading speed. Okay, so from here, insert motion tween and F6. I'm going to extend it up to 150. And then let me insert another keyframe on frame number 300, somewhere here or here. Hey. and insert the keyframe. And for the shape, insert the frame. Okay, so on the bottom layer, choose the second keyframe and move it down to somewhere here. Okay, and then hold down the control, click on the top layer and choose the mask. Then this will happen. Okay, now let me go back to scene number 1 and mask number 3. Line up. Okay, now number 4, the last one. Command X, create a new movie clip symbol, name it as a mask number 4. Paste it on the 0 point, X and Y 0 by 0, and name it as a shape. And new layer on the bottom as image, img. Let me import the 4th image to my library. Maybe graphics lab, open. And from the library, let me have that image lab to the bottom. It's okay size, so let me have that maybe somewhere here. Okay, and then insert motion tween F6 by hitting to insert the keyframe, extend it up to 150. Personally, I would make it, maybe if I do this again, I would have maybe 200 frames, even slower than this. F6 and F5 on top. On my second keyframe, select my image. I'm gonna move it. Maybe like I know these people. Okay. And hold down the control, click on the top layer and choose the mask. So play it. Yeah, so this is what we're gonna have. Okay, now let me go back to main scene and mask number 4 here. If you want to make some changes, we can do that at any time. We can revisit each movie clip symbol and we can make some changes later. Personally, I want to make a change of my first one, mask number 1. I want to reverse the sequence. So control click and let's see, reverse keyframes. Let me do that and see what happens. Basically it's the same thing. Or what I would do is I would change the location of my second keyframe of this image from here to opposite direction, maybe somewhere like this. And then first keyframe, I want to move it to here. And I need to make sure the location of this I need to know this number, so let me just type minus 110 by minus 480. So I know the number at the end. minus 110 1100 by minus 480. Better. So let me go back. So let me test it, how it looks like. Command return. And it will keep repeating and repeating. Okay, so it looks cool. So which is okay, and then but I want to give some more kind of animations. So for now, 4 strips, 4 different movie clip symbols, they are playing at the same time. So right away, you turn this on. Once you load this to the computer, any web browser, it will play just like this. But it'll be even better if I can give some kind of a different starting point on each one, like a different timeline, fading in and out, or fading in on different timeline. It will be kind of more interesting. So let me close this window. What I'm gonna do is select all 4, and then excuse me, under the modify menu, timeline, and distribute to layers. So I have 4. Let me get rid of my first one. Okay, so from here, first let me insert motion twin for each one. Insert motion twin, insert motion twin, and insert motion twin. And select all, insert the keyframe for each one. So my first one, anyway, I want to have kind of fading in effect, alpha, starting from the 0% at the end, back to 100. And U, same thing. Alpha value starting from 0% at the end, back to 100. My third one, starting from the alpha value 0% and to 100. Make sure when you change the alpha value under color effect, you must select the movie clip symbol, not the frame. Click on the image. Then we are able to change the alpha value. 100. So let's see how it looks like. Fading in, but it's kind of flashing. So there are a few more things. So first, I want to show my third one first. So I'm going to keep it as it is. And I want to present my first one right after that, or in the middle of the process, maybe somewhere here. And my fourth one's coming later, and my second one after. So it's going to be showing up on different timeline, but after that I want to show everything. So except the mask number 2 on the second layer, I need to keep it after the current time segment. So by hitting the F6, insert the keyframe, so I can keep it as it currently where they are. F6 and F6. So it's going to show up like this. Okay, once I test it, looks okay. Problem is it keeps repeating. I want to make it stay there. So there's only one more thing we need to do, by adding the action script on top. So let me add a new layer. This layer is going to be called actions layer. We're going to say something. And then at the end, the last keyframe, there's nothing. So let me insert blank keyframe first and open actions panel and let me just type stop stop, open and close parenthesis and semicolon. So that's the period to stop. Command return. Let's see what happens. It keeps playing, no repeats. So maybe this is kind of something we can try to open a new page or a new scene. Okay, so that's it.